Welcome to Lights Gone On, with David inviting you into a tribute space where remarkable lives are remembered with honor and warmth. This channel shines a light on iconic figures from film, music, sports, and culture whose presence shaped generations. Through each story, we celebrate their impact, cherish their memory, and keep the spirit of their legacy glowing for years to come. Atsuko Tanaka was a celebrated voice actress and narrator whose deep, expressive voice became instantly recognizable across anime and gaming. Born in Mabashi, she developed an early interest in performance while studying at Ferris University and taking small background roles with Shochiku. After spending time working in an office in Tokyo, she pursued formal training at the Tokyo Announcement Academy and eventually joined Maosu Promotion, where her professional voice acting career truly began. She became internationally known for her iconic portrayal of Motoko Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, a role that defined her legacy with its calm intensity and emotional depth. Her wide-ranging work also included Conan in Naruto, Bayonetta as Bayonetta, and Caster in Fate/Stay Night, along with memorable characters like Chun-Li, Lisa, and Kairi Ushiromiya. Admired for her versatility, professionalism, and emotional range, she brought life to both powerful and deeply human roles. In her later years, she passed away, leaving the voice acting world in mourning. Her performances continue to resonate with fans, and her legacy endures through the many iconic characters she helped shape across generations. Charles Dumont lived a life deeply shaped by music, patience, and one defining moment that changed everything. Born in Cahors, France, he grew into a songwriter who worked quietly in the background, composing for artists such as Dalida and Tino Rossi, often collaborating with lyricist Michel Vauquer. For years, his work reflected steady craft rather than immediate fame. Everything shifted in 1960 when he presented a song to Edith Piaf. That song, Non, je ne regrette rien, would go on to become one of the most powerful and recognizable French chansons ever recorded. Piaf embraced it immediately, and it became a defining anthem of resilience. Their collaboration continued with works like Mon Dieu and Les Amants, marking a creative peak in Dumont's career. After Piaf's passing, Dumont continued composing, writing for major international voices including Jacques Brel, and seeing his music interpreted by artists such as Barbra Streisand. In later years, he also performed his own works, stepping into the spotlight with the same sincerity that had defined his writing. He died at the age of 95, with reports indicating he passed after a long period of declining health, though detailed official information has remained limited. His legacy endures through songs that continue to carry emotional weight, resilience, and the timeless feeling of turning life's regrets into art that lasts. Connie Chiume was a beloved South African actress and filmmaker whose work brought depth, dignity, and emotional honesty to every performance. Born on June 5, 1952, she built a career that spanned decades, becoming one of the most respected and recognizable figures in the country's entertainment industry. Her ability to embody characters with warmth and realism made her a steady presence on both television and film screens, earning admiration from audiences and peers alike. International viewers came to know her through major productions such as Black Panther and Black is King, where she added weight and authenticity to globally celebrated stories. At home, she remained a cornerstone of South African television, appearing in popular series including Segudi Sinyasi, Yizo Yizo 2, Zone 14, Rhythm City, and Gomorrah. She passed away at the age of 72, closing a remarkable artistic journey that left a lasting mark on the industry. While her absence is deeply felt, her influence continues through the generations of actors she inspired and the stories she helped bring to life. Chiume's legacy is defined not only by her performances but also by her resilience, professionalism, and the cultural richness she brought to every role. Her work remains a lasting reminder of how storytelling can connect people across borders and time. Don Schlitz was widely regarded as one of the most influential songwriters in modern music, known for shaping country music through powerful storytelling and deeply human lyrics. He passed away at the age of 73 after a sudden illness, leaving behind a body of work that continues to resonate across generations. Born on August 29, 1952 in Durham, Schlitz grew up surrounded by Southern culture and family storytelling, which played a key role in shaping his creative voice. From a young age, he was more interested in writing than performing, drawn to how words could capture emotion, memory, and everyday life. That passion eventually led him towards songwriting as a profession. In his early 20s, he moved to Nashville in search of opportunity, joining countless others trying to break into the music industry. The early years were not easy, marked by rejection and uncertainty, but he continued to write with patience and belief in meaningful storytelling. His breakthrough came with The Gambler, recorded by Kenny Rogers, a song that became a global success and a defining moment in country music history. Its storytelling style and life lessons turned Schlitz into a celebrated name in songwriting almost overnight. He went on to write numerous hit songs performed by major artists, helping define the sound of modern country music. Over his career, he received major honors, including induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Despite his success, he remained grounded and often returned to intimate songwriting spaces where creativity felt personal and direct. His passing marks the loss of a true storyteller, but his songs continue to live on, carrying the emotions and lessons he so naturally captured in words. Josh Marrow was known for his steady presence on the field, his discipline as an athlete, and the quiet consistency he brought to every team he joined. Born on November 8, 1990, in St Albans, England, he moved to the United States as a child and grew up in Texas, where football became a major part of his life. At LD Bell High School, he emerged as a strong defensive player, showing early promise through his tackling ability and work ethic. He later continued his football journey at Stanford University, balancing academics with high-level competition and earning respect from coaches for his focus, strength at the line, and team-first mindset. Although he went undrafted in 2014, he continued to pursue his dream and eventually earned opportunities in the NFL, including time with the Pittsburgh Steelers and later more sustained roles with teams such as the Arizona Cardinals and others. Over his career, he built a reputation as a dependable defensive lineman who contributed through effort rather than headlines, playing multiple seasons and providing depth and reliability on defense. Off the field, he was remembered by those close to him as grounded, faith-driven, and family-oriented. His passing at the age of 35 was confirmed by family, though no official cause has been publicly shared and details remain private. He is remembered for his perseverance, resilience, and the steady determination that defined both his career and character. Rick Harrison was born into a family that would never stay still for long. His father, Richard Harrison Sr., served in the Navy, and that meant constant relocation, new environments, and a life where stability was always temporary. For a child, this kind of upbringing creates a strange mix of adaptability and quiet loneliness. Rick learned early that friendships could be brief, routines could vanish overnight, And home was more of an idea than a fixed place. Even school, which most children rely on as an anchor, kept changing. Just as he began to settle in one classroom, another move would come, resetting everything again. In the middle of all this movement, Rick also faced a difficult health condition from a young age that made concentration and learning more challenging than it was for others. Instead of allowing these difficulties to define him outwardly, he became observant, quiet, and deeply self-reliant. Books became his refuge. History, biographies, and anything that explained how people built lives, businesses, or legacies fascinated him far more than traditional classroom learning ever did. Without realizing it, he was already building the mindset that would later shape his entire future. Struggles that shaped character. Rick's childhood was not only defined by movement, but also by moments that tested his confidence and sense of belonging. Growing up different from other kids can be isolating, especially when stability is missing. He often found himself adapting rather than fully settling, learning to read situations and people quickly because he couldn't rely on long-term familiarity. Over time, this turned into a skill rather than a burden. While others focused on structured education, Rick developed curiosity-driven learning. He absorbed information about value, trade, negotiation, and human behavior in ways that were completely self-directed. Instead of following a standard academic path, he built his own informal education through observation and reading. These early experiences shaped a practical mindset. He learned that knowledge was useful only if it could be applied. This belief stayed with him long after childhood ended. It also gave him a certain resilience. When life repeatedly changes around you, you either resist it or learn how to move with it. Rick chose the latter, and that adaptability would later become one of his strongest advantages in business. Moving to Las Vegas and a turning point eventually, Rick's family settled in Las Vegas, a city unlike any other. It was a place built on risk, reinvention, and constant motion, which oddly matched the life he had already lived. While Las Vegas is known for its glamour, Rick experienced it in a more grounded way. It was a city of extremes, where wealth and struggle existed side by side. During his teenage years, school became less of a priority, and the traditional path forward never felt like the right fit for him. At 17, he made a decision that changed the direction of his life. He stepped away from formal education. This was not a dramatic rebellion, but rather a quiet acknowledgement that the conventional system wasn't aligning with who he was becoming. Around this time, he was introduced to the world of buying and selling used goods through his father, who had opened a small pawn shop. What seemed like a modest family business at the time would soon become the foundation of everything that followed. Rick didn't step into success. He stepped into work, uncertainty, and long hours behind a counter learning how value is truly determined. Learning the pawn business from the ground. The pawn shop was never glamorous in its early days. It was practical, sometimes unpredictable, and deeply dependent on trust. Rick began working there not as an owner or manager, but as someone learning every detail from scratch. He observed how people brought in items during financial hardship, how emotions influenced negotiations, and how knowledge could completely change the outcome of a deal. Over time, he developed an eye for value that went beyond surface appearance. Coins, watches, collectibles, and historical items all carried stories, and Rick learned how to interpret those stories quickly. The shop became an informal classroom where every transaction taught something new. There were difficult months, uncertain profits, and moments when the business felt fragile. But through persistence and constant learning, Rick and his father slowly built credibility. people began to trust the shop not just for transactions but for honest evaluations. This trust became the most important currency they had. It was not built overnight, but through consistency, fairness, and a growing reputation for understanding value better than most. Family, responsibility, and personal sacrifices. As Rick's work life grew more demanding, his personal life became more complex. He married young and started a family, becoming a father to sons who would later play roles in his business world as well. Like many people building a livelihood from the ground up, he faced the challenge of balancing responsibility at home with responsibility at work. The pawn shop required long hours and constant attention, especially in its early years when stability was not guaranteed. This naturally created distance at times between him and his family life. Over the years, relationships shifted, changed, and evolved, reflecting the pressures that come with building something from scratch. Rick's journey as a father was not separate from his career. It was intertwined with it. His sons grew up around the business, learning its rhythms, its demands, and its realities. While this created opportunities for connection, it also meant that work and family often overlapped in ways that were not always easy to manage. Like many entrepreneurs, Rick experienced the difficult truth that building something meaningful often comes with personal trade-offs. The rise of a unique business identity. As the years passed, the pawn shop developed a distinct identity. It was no longer just a local business. It had become a place known for unusual items, interesting negotiations, and deep knowledge of collectibles and history. Rick's approach was central to this transformation. He combined practical business sense with curiosity about the objects people brought in. Instead of treating items as simple inventory, he often viewed them as pieces of history with measurable and emotional value. This perspective attracted a wide range of customers, from people in financial need to collectors seeking rare finds. The shop became known for its honesty and expertise, which set it apart from typical pawn businesses. Behind the counter, Rick developed a reputation for being direct, informed, and precise in his evaluations. These qualities didn't just help the business survive, they helped it grow steadily. Over time, what began as a small family operation turned into a recognized and respected establishment in Las Vegas. Unexpected fame and a cultural shift. Everything changed when the pawn shop became the focus of a television series that introduced its daily operations to a global audience. What viewers connected with was not manufactured drama, but the authenticity of real transactions and real personalities. Rick, his father, and his team became familiar faces to millions of viewers who were fascinated by the unusual items and negotiations that took place in the shop. The show quickly grew in popularity, turning the business into a landmark destination. Visitors from around the world began arriving in Las Vegas specifically to see the shop they had watched on screen. While this brought enormous success, it also changed the rhythm of daily life. The shop was no longer just a business, it was also a filming location, a tourist attraction, and a cultural reference point. Rick found himself navigating both business operations and public attention simultaneously. Fame brought opportunity, but it also introduced new pressures, expectations, and scrutiny that did not exist before. Balancing success and personal cost, with rising fame came increased responsibility. Managing a business that was now also a public brand required constant adjustment. Filming schedules, customer interactions, and daily operations all had to coexist. While the success was significant, Rick often reflected on the complexity of maintaining balance. The demands of work continued to grow, and the line between personal and professional life became less defined. Like many people who achieve long-term success through persistence, he also faced the reality that time is a limited resource. Some personal moments were naturally sacrificed in exchange for building and sustaining the business. Over the years, he openly acknowledged that success often comes with trade-offs that are not immediately visible to others. His journey highlighted a common truth: achievement rarely exists without cost, even when the outcome appears successful from the outside. Loss, reflection, and perspective. Later in life, Rick experienced personal losses that brought reflection and perspective. The passing of his father marked a deeply emotional moment, as he had been not only a parent, but also a mentor and business partner. The foundation they built together carried forward, but his absence was deeply felt. In moments like these, success takes on a different meaning. Professional achievements remain, but personal relationships and memories become the focus of reflection. Rick stepped back at times to process these experiences privately, away from public attention. It reinforced the idea that while business can create legacy, personal connections define meaning. Over time, he spoke more openly about the importance of family, balance, and appreciating time with loved ones. His journey became less about expansion and more about understanding what truly matters. After years of constant movement and ambition. Legacy of a self-made path. Rick Harrison's story is ultimately not defined by sudden success, but by gradual construction. From a constantly moving childhood to building a recognized business, his path reflects persistence, adaptation, and long-term commitment. He did not follow a traditional roadmap, nor did he rely on formal credentials or early advantages. Instead, he built knowledge through experience, observation, and years of hands-on learning. His legacy is tied not only to a successful business, but also to a broader lesson about value, how it is recognized, negotiated, and understood. While public attention often focuses on fame, the deeper story is about consistency over time. Rick's journey shows that success is rarely a single moment. It is the result of thousands of decisions made quietly, repeatedly, and with patience.